Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about this JF.EGWO. I'm pretty sure it's JF.EGWO, but I'm going to be talking about this JF.EGWO car jump starter. If you're not familiar with these things, there's a big brand named NOCO that I've used in the past, but this thing has a lot more features, more capacity, and is less expensive than the NOCO. So again, today I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I actually upgraded from my NOCO GB40 to this unit just because of those features, right? Because it's a little bit nicer. So again, I'm going to walk you through all those features. I'm going to tell you more about this jump starter. There will be a link in the description down below, so if you want to pick one up, it'll make finding it really easy. But let's get into the JF.EGWO 6000A jump starter.
You got it, I got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me.
All right, guys, so I'm going to walk you through this JF.EGWO jump starter, just give you just the bare bones basics on it and kind of explain some of the features, show this thing in action, kind of show how it works. And again, try and get you as much info as I can on this so that if you are looking for something like this, or if you've been considering a NOCO and you kind of wanted to know what some of the competitors were, this may be a good option for you. So first off, starting out, the size of this unit, I'll put the dimensions up here on the screen as far as the length, the height, and then the thickness. But one thing that I will say just right up front that I'm really impressed with and really like is that it comes with this nice carrying case with all the stuff you need in it. So you've got these jump starters, you've got a DC charger that you can use to charge it, and then it also comes with an AC cord and a brick. So you basically have this USB-C to USB-C is what it charges off of. So you can see here on the end, this whole thing is sort of waterproof here. When you open this up, it gives you access to your DC plug, the in, so it'll take 65 watts of USB-C power in. So you can plug this in again at your house using the brick to charge it. And then you can also use this as a power bank. So if you had something with you at camp and you needed to charge it and it took USB-A or USB-C, then you could use this thing as a portable power bank. And it has a ton of capacity. So it's actually like a really nice big power bank, especially in like an emergency or if your vehicle broke down or something and your phone was dying, you could charge it off of this. Again, if your battery's dead though, you can just hook this thing up via these cables, which plug in down on this end. And you basically plug this in, and there's only one way you can do it, but you plug that in there, and then you would hook up the red to your positive terminal of your battery, the black to the negative terminal of your battery, and you hit the power button to turn it on. And then it will display the percentage of battery life that it's got left, and it'll show you the power coming out, or if you're charging this thing, it'll show you the power coming in on this display, which is really nice. Like the NOCOs don't have anything like this, or at least the ones that I've had are very, very basic and don't have nearly as much information on them or as nice of a display. But so again, you can charge this thing via USB-C. It'll tell you how much power is coming in. If you're using it on your vehicle, it'll tell you how much is coming out. You could use it as a portable power bank, which is just another nice feature. So if you turn the power on and then hit that flashlight button, it does turn on a flashlight and it functions as a flashlight. Right? So if you needed a flashlight, this would do in a pinch too. But so having a couple nice features and some redundancy like that makes it a really nice thing to just kind of keep in your vehicle, right? Now, I tend to take these out every couple months and just check them and charge them. As you can see, I'm down to 77%. But on any sort of newer vehicle, as long as your battery is not completely toast, this thing, you basically just hook it up to the battery and you can go and start up your vehicle. Now, I'm going to show you in the instruction manual here, there are some other things that display on here that you can't see right now because I'm not hooking it up to a battery. But I'm going to show you some of the features and the things that you can expect to see on the screen here. But so one thing that I really like though is that it comes with this really nice case. Like again, my NOCO came with like a bag, so it's just a totally different thing. It's not nearly as nice. And so to be able to keep everything in here that you need, I actually just take this whole box and I throw it in my drawer system here so that I can keep this thing in my truck so that I've got it when I need it. All right, but so looking at the instruction manual that comes with it, because I want to show you some of the things that you may see displayed on the screen here that you won't see on mine, because again, I'm not experiencing any of the things that you might be experiencing if you're jump starting your vehicle. But so, you know, as I pointed out, this is the power button, this is your flashlight button. This here tells you the percentage of your battery capacity that you've got left, so how much juice is left in the battery. This is the wattage display down here. So like I mentioned, if you're charging it, it will show how much power is coming in. If you are using it or discharging it to jumpstart a battery, it'll show how much wattage is going out. Here, number 5, right there, that little green looking thing, tells you when it's ready to use. So when you hook it up to your battery, it will actually kind of check the battery, and it will tell you whether it's okay to go ahead and jump start or not to start the vehicle. So it's got some other things that are going to show on here, like do not start the vehicle. If there's a high temperature, if the box gets hot, it will protect itself. Same with if it's too cold, it has a low temperature. It has a low power warning, so it will tell you if the power is too low in it to use. Again, it flashes the charging indicator, and it shows that power that's coming in there on the screen. There is a fast charging light, this number 10 over here. So if you are hooked up to a powerful enough source like an AC plug, then it will tell you if it's fast charging or not. The display also automatically turns off when after a couple seconds, just to protect the battery and make it last longer, which is really nice. And then again with the light, you've got a few different modes, mainly just the one where you can use it as a light, and then you've got those flashing modes, which you could use this on the side of the road if you were broken down or something and wanted to like alert people to your presence. Just another way to use it. They also include some nice steps to jumpstart. So again, if you're not familiar with these things, I've used a handful of these things before, but if you're not familiar, this gives you kind of a quick start guide and explains exactly how to plug in the positive and negative, how to hook it up to your battery, how to unplug it, how to disconnect it, in what order, all that good stuff. So it's going to give you a ton of information in this booklet, which you can just keep in there and you've got it when you need it. All right, so when I originally shot kind of the features and stuff of the JF.EGWO, which I did get a correction on the pronunciation. It's not JF.EGWO, it's JF.EGWO. So anyways, JF.EGWO. When I shot this originally in the woods, I didn't have my NOCO with me, so I wanted to do sort of a side-by-side. So again, if you're looking at these two as options, I've used the NOCO quite a bit for quite a while, and it's been really nice. This thing is basically the same thing, but a lot fancier and cheaper. So kind of a no-brainer. So anyways, this thing also has about 1,000 amps of capacity, whereas this one is 6 times bigger with 6,000 amps. Now, obviously, the size comparison, it is a little bit bigger, but not that much when all things are said and done. As I mentioned, the NOCO does just come with this bag instead of this nice sort of shell-style carrying case that the JF.EGWO comes with. So again, and then the display is the biggest thing. So the NOCO also does have some lights on it. They're not the greatest, but they're fine, right? So you can turn on your power, you can hit that, and you've got a little light, little lanterns on the end. But the display, you know, is just 4 little bars. So you've got red, orangish, orangey, and then green, and that's basically it. So it's just a little bit harder to tell what your battery is really at on the NOCO versus, you know, obviously on the JF.EGWO, you know, you've got an actual display where it shows the percentage of battery that's left, how much is going out, how much is going in, whereas with this, it's just sort of on and off, and do I have energy or not, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You've also just got this little warning thing here that doesn't actually tell you what it's for, whereas on this you've got multiple readouts on here that are going to tell you kind of, is it too hot, what is the actual problem with the battery. So that's a really nice thing. And then in addition to that, this is kind of what comes with the NOCO, right? You also do get a USB micro USB. So to charge this thing, it's still kind of old school, and it uses a micro USB versus the newer and sort of more commonly adopted USB-C. So that is another thing, is you do have to have a micro USB. And a lot of us probably are still using some things with micro USB, but most of my stuff is switched to USB-C, which is what this charges with. So again, this is a little bit easier to charge. Then you get your, you know, charging cables, which are really similar to the ones for the JF.EGWO, but you do get that AC plug and some other things with this, not to mention the nicer case, 6 times the capacity. So, you know, there are a lot of benefits. It's definitely been a worthwhile upgrade to go to the JF.EGWO versus the old school NOCO. All right, guys, so as you just saw, the JF.EGWO has a lot of really nice features, from, you know, some redundant stuff like a flashlight, which is just a nice to have, to the fact that it can kind of help you protect your battery, to the fact that you can charge it really easily. There's a lot of nice features of this thing that you don't really get in a lot of other instances or similar competitors. So anyways, just wanted to share the facts and the specs and features with you guys. If you have any questions, of course, post up in the comments down below. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be a link in the description down below to this unit where you can check out all the details on it if you have specific questions as far as how big it is, that kind of thing. But hope that this gives you a better idea of what this thing is like in real life, in real use. So hopefully that was helpful. If it was, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to click the subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos every week, usually like a gear type video like this, talking about some new piece of gear that I found, or a DIY type video, overlanding, camping stuff. I have a Nissan, so I talk about Nissan stuff sometimes. So if you're into any of that stuff, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Also in the description down below will be links to all my other social channels. So wherever you want to hang out, come hang out. There are links down there to check those out. There's also a link to my website where I've got funny overlanding, camping themed patches and stickers. I think they're funny, but check that link out and go pick some of those up if that's something you're interested in. Also below this video is a join button. That's kind of a newer thing on YouTube, but basically it's just a way to support the channel and no pressure whatsoever. But if you'd like to support the channel, you get a couple of nice perks for that. You get to see some of the videos early and that sort of thing. Also in the description down below is a link to my Patreon group where we've got a 24/7 Discord. It's a ton of fun. We all chat all the time about our gear and rigs, and we do a couple trips every year. So we try and meet up, even though everybody's kind of spread across the US, we try and find a couple central-ish locations to camp out. So if that sounds cool, check out the Patreon. And then last but not least, there is the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. Totally free to join, tons of awesome members in there, especially if you're newer to overlanding. That'd be a great place to start and learn some stuff. So we'd love to have you there as well. But again, thanks for watching. Link in the description down below for this jump starter, and we'll see you next time.